Once was a land of woe and strife, where the people were bereft of hope. They prayed to their gods of might and light to deliver the heroes of old. Instead they got heroes. Did you hear the quotes in my voice of moral ambiguity? They may help or may not help you at all, depends on what's in it for them. They kick and they punch and they maul and they smash, they lie and they scheme and they burn and they slash. Succeed or fail, it adds to the tale. Dungeons and Debacle starts now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Dungeons and Buckles podcast. I am your host and dungeon master, Kevin. Going around the table, Oliver.
I am Oliver. I'll be playing Edel Belmont, the Hellsworn Paladin, who's going to try and sell your soul.
And John.
No, I'm playing Alunodas, Elven monk.
And Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake, and I'll be playing the eldritch knight, Juliet Dragonborn as well? I don't know.
And Shane.
That is I. I am playing Alexander, the Bard and Wizard.
Alright, so last time on Dungeons and Debacles podcast, you guys found yourself making a contract with the tribal chief of Grassland by the name of Grulum, who has made a deal with you. He's going to give you the lumber and tar and supplies you need. In exchange, you are going to go to a rival dissenting camp and murder the chief there of the name of Tusk. You learn that Tusk is a descendant of Bonebreaker, one of the saviors. You also learned that he had his family sword. So you guys head out to the camp, you ran into some lions, you dispatch them, you make it to Tusk's camp, and there you try to make a deal for some supplies there. He told you he didn't need anything from you, but if you could prove that Grulum cheated in his fight with his Tusk's dad for leadership of the clans, that he would give you the supplies. He told you that he thought that Grulum had cheated and poisoned his dad, and that's why he won in combat. So you guys said that you were going to agree to do that, and you waited some time for Tusk's hunting party to head off into the grasslands where they were hunting lion, and then you ambushed and killed Tusk. You took his the Bonebreaker greatsword, and you cut off Tusk's head. So I believe after that you decided that you were going to go off for a little bit to make camp to get away from the scene after you made the scene look like lions had killed the Tusk and his half-orc companions. So that's where you are now. I'm assuming that you're making camp for the night.
Next to the bodies, of course.
I think we should walk a ways away. Maybe force march back to Grulum.
Well, right now it's getting on probably towards dusk. The amount of time that it took to beat them and then make the murder scene look like lions did it. So you probably got maybe like an hour, maybe more of daylight to get away and make camp, or you could try to march through the night.
I just don't want to be right nearby once they start wondering what happened to their, pansy-ass leader.
I also, I can make my sword glow, so that's a thing.
Yeah, there are like 5 of us with a light spell.
So I'm going to go ahead and use my channel divinity to make my sword glow.
What?
Well, it creates light, so.
Isn't that like an actual useful spell?
Well, it's not. I can do it over and over. I just need a minute to charge it up real quick.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's just it takes a minute to charge it, actually. So, it just costs a concentration slot, and that's it.
So we're just gonna go in the middle of the night?
Yep. My sword's all glowy.
Sure.
So you're going to try to force march back to Grassland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna use light on my.
I was just wondering what your, or at least Juliet's opinion was on what we should do.
He wants a kiss.
What?
Smooch him.
Is that you're trying to make a pact here?
Yeah, fight.
Do I get your soul for it?
No, you don't get my soul's already been taken, you silly.
All right. If you have nothing to bargain with, that's fine.
In marriage.
Well, I mean, we already dismissed the possibility of diplomacy and such, so there's no real choice but to go and bring back his head.
Yeah, you
It's
got to
just a
have
matter
it
of,
back.
do we
I think this
go
one.
tonight or do we camp?
Well, we can't just camp here. They're going to send search parties out, and I'm sure they use the same paths to hunt lions.
Alright, yeah, okay.
All right.
I
Nighttime
mean, if
march
anyone
it is.
disagrees, that's fine. I don't want to drag you guys along, but I will if I have to.
You won't drag us along?
5 heads is
that what
better
you
than
mean?
1.
You won't drag us along? Drag on us on?
Well, we had all pretty much already agreed. We just hadn't heard from you.
Yep.
Let's go. And to go marching 2 by 2, hurrah. Can I have some heals?
Aren't you the paladin?
Yes.
So then where are your heals?
Alright, I guess I'll use some of my spell slots.
Oh no!
Oh,
your
man, I don't wanna-
terrifying healing abilities. Oh my gosh, you have to spend them to heal people?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna use, I believe...
Oliver,
Look at all these spell slots I have. Can someone heal me?
I have 2.
Oliver, didn't you use lay on hands at the end of the last episode to bring you up to like 20 something?
Yep.
Yeah, he was real bitchy about it.
Yeah. It's my character, dog.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you're a bitch in game, just go, oh, it's just how my character would do it. The cheat codes to Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like the weed dealer that doesn't want to smoke anybody out.
Yeah. Alright, I believe, it's 5 times my level, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Okay, so,
So you should have gotten 20.
yeah. I'm gonna do another one.
Isn't that like all you have?
No, I've got another spell slot.
Wait,
I've got 2.
Is that how lay on hands works?
Lay on hands is like a resource that's number driven, so you can heal someone for 20 points, and then later heal someone for 1 point, and then later heal them for whatever you have the rest. There's no limit on the number of uses, but when you run out of healing points in it, then you can't use it. Or are we talking about cure wounds or something?
Lay on hands.
Okay, yeah, lay on hands is the paladin ability.
Yeah, so he has like 20 points per short rest. Or long rest.
I don't know how it recharges, actually. I would guess it would be on a long rest, but who knows? It's probably in the Roll20 information thingy.
Okay, here's the wording of it. Your blessed touch can heal wounds. You have a pool of healing power that replenishes when you take a long rest. With that pool, you can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5. As an action, you can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature up to the maximum amount remaining in your pool. Alternatively, you can expend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it. You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands, expending hit points separately for each one. This feature has no effect on undead or constructs.
So he has 20 points per long rest, and he already used them.
Yeah, I was at like 5 health though. So
basically, the way this was, what you could restore somebody for 20, or restore somebody 2 people for 10, or 20 people for 1, or if you're using it to cure a disease or neutralize a poison, it takes 5 hit points each. So if you've got 20 points, you could cure 4 people.
okay. No. I will not cure other people. Are you crazy? You're a madman.
Using healing spells?
Doesn't my sword have like a special attack modifier, I think?
New adamantine sword. No, it's 2d8 instead of 2d6 is all.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get any bonuses to hit with it.
Oh, that's it? No bonuses?
Nope, just
Okay.
2d8.
That's actually very interesting.
Well, it's because, I mean, it wouldn't have bonuses to hit because it's not magical, because that would be considered cheating in orc culture. But it's so, like, ungainly and heavy and huge that it does that much more damage. And that's also why you have to have an 18 strength to wield it.
Dope. Okay, so just 2d8 to hit.
No, 2d8
damage.
Yeah, 2d8 to
And then
damage.
just flat to attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so if we're done playing Fantasy Accountant with Oliver, what are we doing?
We're marching away from the orcs who probably really want to kill us now.
I'm walking.
Okay, are you guys like just force marching, or are you taking any short rests or anything like that?
We're just gonna go walking.
All right, so after probably, it's going to take you probably about 12 hours to get back to the Grassland camp. So give me a endurance roll, everybody.
Okay.
Endurance?
Constitution.
That's not a thing.
I mean Constitution.
Gotcha.
Maybe like athletics?
Dartane.
Would that work?
No, this is about like how well
not
like
falling
you.
down.
Yeah, this is about endurance, not about like running a building or anything like that.
So I got a 18.
It says 11.
Oh. Well, that's
What the fuck?
You're a terrible liar, Oliver.
Where do you see 11? Oh, never mind.
Bluff check has failed.
I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, run a deception against the DM. Who can see your numbers?
I'm on it!
All right, so that's about like 3 hours in. Everybody give me another Constitution check.
Dope. Do we hear the birds chirping, or do we talk about... Ooh. Uh-oh.
Crit fail.
That's not good.
All right,
I'm a
so,
sleepy.
So, Oliver, until your next long rest, you are going to take negative 10 to your movement.
Damn, alright.
And I need 2 more Constitution checks.
Is that an... Oh, ooh, you gave me an exhaustion point.
Yep.
Ah. So 2 more?
So,
Okay, that's an 18 and a 10.
Ooh, shame.
Yeah, so Shane and Oliver, you're going to take it. Oliver, you got 2 exhaustion points at this point, and Shane,
The
you
sword
got
is
1.
heavy!
Wait, no, Oliver got 18 this time.
Yeah.
What was that? The 3, the crit
That
fail.
was from the previous one we did.
Oh, okay.
Juliet, Blake has not been rolling, though.
What do you mean?
How exactly do exhaustion points work?
Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, I know it. Okay, yeah. If you type it in the little thing in Roll20, look up exhaustion, and it'll show you there's 6 stages of exhaustion. I believe the 6th one is actually death, but
Yeah. Like instant death.
yeah. But each point gets you progressively worse and worse. Like you'll lose proficiency in ability checks, or you get disadvantage on attack rolls, and they all stack. So try not to get those. That's my advice.
Easy.
So I was actually wrong on that. So anyone with 1 point of exhaustion is going to get disadvantage on ability checks until
All right.
your long rest. And then if you have 2 points, your speed is halved. 3 points, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Let's take breaks then. The sword is heavy, you guys. I think my lacerations hurt.
So, okay, so those are all 4 checks for that 12 hours.
Yep, that's me.
All right. I was just going to read the rest of this list. So if you've got 4, that your hit points get halved. If 5, your speed's reduced to 0, and 6 is death.
Yep.
Let's get to 6, Shane. Let's do it. You wanna have a good time, Shane? Let's do this.
All right, so you guys march through the night, and you are getting into the Grassland camp right as, maybe an hour or two after everybody's up and they've gotten their breakfast. So
we're there?
Yeah, you're at the Grassland camp now.
Alright.
Let's go to the front gate.
All right, so like you're walking into the encampment, and everybody recognizes you from a couple of nights ago, from the Great Feast, and Alexander doing his singing and storytelling.
I hold up his head.
Dude.
What?
Are you what?
Why? Why wouldn't I?
Are you being serious right now?
I sure hope you're not being serious, Oliver.
Never mind. Jeez.
You do understand that this is a secret, right?
I mean, secret schmeek it. Never mind. I put it back in the backpack. Get in there.
And where's that sword currently?
I'm holding it. It's in my bag.
Okay.
Wait, you're not even going to use it?
Yeah, I am.
Then why is it in your bag?
What do you
don't want it displayed right now.
Do you run around with your weapons in hand constantly? Don't you usually have a sling or a sheath or something, right?
I don't put my swords in bags, and I wield a halberd. How the hell am I going to fit that in a bag?
I don't know. Shove up your ass, baby.
I kind of knew that was coming at some point.
Where am I to put my halberd? I don't know. Up your fucking ass.
Your meat sheath.
Your prison wallet.
Prison wallet, that's pretty good.
That was, as it is, pretty good. It's pretty accurate.
All right, so you're not holding up the head.
No.
I'm assuming you're also covering the sword.
Yeah. I'll wrap it up in a blanket or some like sack fabric.
Okay, so you're in the camp. What are you doing?
Walking to the big tent.
Yep. Let's go to the big tent.
All right, so after a few minutes, you're walking through the encampment, and you're not getting the stink eye and the eyeballs that you were before. You're walking by, and half orcs are nodding to you.
I nod back.
As friendly as as they can be.
Yeah.
Which isn't probably that friendly, but pretty friendly for this tribe. You guys make it to the tent, and it doesn't look like there's anybody at the door flap guarding it.
Just go in.
Go through. I make knock noises, like I go gunk gunk. I make the noises myself. I don't actually knock. I imitate knocking on the tent, but I know it won't really work because there's not a door, if I remember correctly.
No, it's a flap.
Yeah.
So someone or one of the half orcs pokes his head out of the flap, and he looks at you and says, "You wait here."
Hello.
And then he pulls his head back into the tent, and second later he pokes his head back out and says, "You can come in."
Okay, cool. Let's go in.
Let's do that.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
You're going in.
So you enter the tent, and there's appears to be Grulum, the chief, and 3 other half-orcs in there. And you see a big smile come across Grulum's face, and then he turns to the other half-orcs and says, "Leave us." So those the 3 other half-orcs nod to the chief and then nod to you as they walk out. So after they leave the tent, Grulum looks at you and says, "So, is it done?"
Yep.
It is.
You guessed it, boss.
My man.
He says, "Did you bring proof?"
Yes.
I open the flat bag to show his head.
So you pull out the head, and Grulum sees the head, and he claps his hands together. He gives this big belly laugh, and he says, "Good job." He was like,
What do you want us to do with the evidence?
"I'll take it."
Okay, I give him the head.
So he takes the head wrapped up in the cloth, and he walks over to a chest in the over to the side of the room, pulls out this big key from a pouch around his waist, and opens the chest and puts the head inside, closes it back. Somebody, are you guys watching him do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody give me a perception check.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm good at those with my +0. Alright, I got a 14.
16 from Alunodas.
Ooh. I can see.
Shane has eyes.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
got
we
10.
know.
I have
So-
2 eyes.
And that his score is an American tragedy. GGG.
So, Alunodas, when you see, you get kind of a glimpse inside the chest because he's kind of like has moved his body between between the chest and you to where you can't get a good look inside. But you can make out it appears to be like some papers and some parchment. But also, it seems like there's quite a few like glass vials in there.
Interesting. Don't say that out loud, though.
You gonna ask him about it?
You really can't tell like what's in them, but you can see some glass vials in there.
In other words, he probably did cheat. Oh well, too bad, so sad.
Who cares?
Yeah, boss man. Yeah, he had a pretty good head on his shoulders.
It took a couple swings to get
And
it off.
do you say that in character?
Yes. I do.
No, I mean, none of the others saw it, and Alunodas isn't going to say anything until we're away from the chief. We need to get off the island. We're not here for politics.
So, but did you say that he had a good head on his shoulders in character, Shane?
Yes.
So Grulum hears that and just starts like cackling, laughing, and slapping his knee. He locks back the chest and comes over and like does like one of those like kind of like smacks on the arm, not meaning to be friendly, but kind of like knocks you back a couple of steps, the force
Right.
from it. And he's like, "Oh, that's a good one. Too bad I can't tell anyone that."
Yeah. It's all, as long as you get it, boss, it's all fine.
So I would hear this tell. How did you do it?
Yeah, so went over there. We got a meeting with the good man over there in the box, and he put us on a. We asked him like ways to get our lumber and tar to try and get friendly with them, and so his quest was to see if you had done some sort of foul play in your fight against his father, I believe. We don't really care. We're not gonna pry at any point about that. But we went off out of town to quote unquote go fulfill his request, and we just waited outside, wait for him to go on a hunting party, and then we ambushed him. Then afterwards, we made it look like tigers killed him. Well, lions.
He says, "Ha, slanderous to the end. Good job making it look like the lions did it. Were there any witnesses? What of his wife and child?"
No witnesses. We didn't do anything to. We didn't do anything to anybody outside of the group.
He says, good. Without their leader, maybe they'll see the error of their ways and come back to the camp and rejoin our society. You've done well. I will have the timber and tar prepared and gathered at your boat. You are a friend of Grulum and the friend of the Grass Isle. Our village is at your disposal. Please take water, meat, and whatever else you need for your journey. But stay tonight. we'll have dinner, and you must be tired after your battle and journey.
Oh.
Yes,
To say the least. Thanks.
He goes, take your rest. I will have a tent prepared for you near your boat out by the shore, so you can get an early start tomorrow morning. But take advantage of our camp, have some food, water, and have some rest.
Thanks.
Generosity is noted. It's wonderful.
Here's 2 free drink tickets and some tokens for the ski ball.
If you go to the Y, they'll give you free spaghetti.
They have skee ball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it involves like the
Heads of your enemies?
Actually skiing.
All right, so do you have any questions for him or anything else you want to say to him?
I think we're good. I am.
Let's see. Should we ask him if he knows anything about what's his name? Borsch Bonebreaker.
I mean, you
Borscht.
can. Are you asking?
Yes.
I guess I know what everyone else knows in this tribe, that he was one of the great archmages of his time and was instrumental in defeating Ruin. When he got back from the battle, he went to Mount Sunder, where he stayed a few years before he decided to have his clans leave the area and find some place more peaceful. The world was basically broken at that point. Then they, after years of wandering, came here.
As a mage of great power, he must have had powerful magical artifacts. Do you know of any of such descended from him? Artifacts, I mean.
Was that a baby crying?
Yeah, I heard of like a baby in the background.
That's my cat. She's being needy today.
So he says, well, everyone knows about the Girdle of Heroes. It was one of the artifacts used to banish Ruin. I know of no other magic that he had. He did have a great sword, but that wasn't magical, as that would be considered dishonorable using magic as a weapon like that. And that's all he says about that.
Okay. Well, since we haven't seen it around, I'm guessing the girdle isn't on this island. It's my guess.
He says yes, the girdle was not brought to this island. I'd heard tells that his girdle was buried with his remains after he died. Half-orcs don't have much use for magic.
So where did he die, exactly?
The tells say Borsch was killed in an honor fight after a teen who was tired of hearing of Borsch's battle with Ruin called him a liar. Pride cometh before the fall, and that pride, and short temper, led Borsch to grab his greatsword and attack the boy. The teen, who was quick of step and strong of shoulders, cleaved Borsch in twain with a great axe. They say Borsch was given a resting place of great honor and buried with a girdle near Bonebreaker camp at Mount Sunder. I don't think anyone would be so dishonorable to rob his grave, so it's probably still there. Also, half-orcs can be a very superstitious folk, and the tells say it's cursed, but who knows?
I see. You would happen to have any books or things lying around that you don't need? I know that such things are usually reserved for weaklings like myself.
So he says, hold on. One moment. And he goes digging in some of the parchments and scrolls that he has. And below that, there are 2 wood-bound books. The first one is, Hello, God, are you there? It's Margaret. It's given to all half-orcs when they're coming of age.
Of course.
And the second book is in, appears to be in Dwarven.
Hey,
of all things.
Oliver knows some of that.
As do I.
Get out of here.
He says these books were left behind by a stranger a couple of years ago. I've been trying to get my way through them, trying to read these languages. And one you could, obviously is in common, and the other one's in Dwarven. So you think it's kind of odd that, he would be trying to learn how to read Common and Dwarven of all things. I consider myself a Renaissance man.
Renaissance half-orc.
Renaissance half-orc.
That's racist.
How's that racist?
They can be cold, man, like any other.
So he says, you can have these if you want.
Oh, I will take those with delight.
Well, our strongest warrior and our weakest warrior could certainly use a rest.
I want a nap. You have a medicine man?
Yes, we have a shaman.
Where is he at?
I will have him brought to you.
Thank you. All right,
If you really want to fall asleep, I can just put you to sleep, man.
Jesus Christ, I'm not your pet. It's
I'm
okay,
just
you're
saying,
going to the farm, Oliver.
Magic solves a lot of things.
Alright. I mean, a long, excruciating death would not be very exciting or helpful for any of us.
Probably not.
So Grulum says to you, well, if there's nothing else, I'd like to take a rest myself.
Of course.
Same.
So I'm guessing you're heading out of the tent and finding like some place, maybe like in up against a tent or somewhere, stretch out for a while. So after you go and lay down for a while, it's probably about 30 minutes later or so. A half-orc dressed in leathers with like some animal bones and skulls draped around his neck approaches you.
Cool.
And says, hello! I've heard someone had a boo-boo!
I have a boo-boo.
We need him to, well, we gotta put him to sleep. I don't know how else to put it.
My lacerations hurt.
Put him to
He needs
sleep,
his exhaustion
why?
dealt with.
I'm real tired.
Why would we need to put him to sleep?
Sometimes some things just can't be saved.
Need to put him down. Sorry.
Fuck you guys. I want to remember this shit.
He's got the distemper.
So,
Can't wait till one of you gets poisoned and y'all are just sitting there like, well, fuck. Oliver, heal him. I'm good.
so the shaman takes like this stick that's got like a bone rattle.
Cool.
On top of it, and starts waving it in circles around the top of your head. And then after a second or two, he smacks you in the forehead with it.
Ow! Why did you hit me?
And says, "Be healed."
No! It's not how that works.
And you're going to take... Oh, wow. So you are going to get 8 hit points back.
Cool. It's like, oh.
And so the shaman looks at all of you and says, "Who else would like healing?"
That worked out way better than I thought it would.
I would.
Hit me again.
So he does the same thing, and there's this rattling going on with a skull rattle on the stick, and circles around your head and smacks you in the head. And
I flinch in anticipation of the hit.
"Be healed!" And you're going to take, or you're going to get 9 hit points back.
Bet. Thanks.
Anyone else?
I raise my hand again. I'm a sturdy fella.
He says, No, you've already been healed.
I'm gonna go lay down then. Good night, everybody.
Okay, then, be well.
Did that get rid of my exhaustion points?
Yeah.
Cool. That feels nice. I'm gonna go get some wine.
Aren't you asleep?
Not yet.
Oh, gotcha.
If no one else needs healing, the shaman's going to take a flourished bow towards you and walk away. Seems very strange for a half-orc.
I like him. I thought, wait, don't they not use magic and they just hit us with a magic stick?
That's not magic. That's mystic.
Yeah, he's a shaman, so it's divine healing. So, after a few hours goes by, it's getting on towards the evening time, and you see everybody gathering for a meal.
Cool. I guess I'll go do that.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're just all going.
So, you guys, played up some venison and boar, and assuming you're all probably eating together.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So, Grulum comes up behind you, and he smacks Alexander on the back, like hard enough for him to get like choked on the food that he's eating.
A reverse Heimlich.
Yeah.
So as you're sputtering on your food, Grulum's going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then he's going to smack you as hard as he can on the back again, and it's going to throw you forward about a foot. But you're not choking anymore.
Threepwood maneuver.
Silver lining.
Yeah, but you're going to take 3 hit points of damage.
Jeez.
Nice.
That was a rough choke.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just got you just got rocked by a half orc.
Yeah, you got wrecked.
I stand up and shake it off.
Okay, so Grulum grabs you by the shoulders and he says, "Are you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to choke you."
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
He says, "Well, eat and get your fill and get a good rest tonight. I've had my people take the wooden tar to your boat, and it's already been taken out to your ship."
Cool. I hope they don't leave us.
Thank you very much.
He said they'll be sending the boat back in the morning.
Do you have any wine?
He says, "We don't have wine, but we've got plenty of ale."
Give me some of your ale. If I remember correctly, that stuff gets you wrecked. Let's do it!
So he reaches over to a table that one of the half-orcs is sitting at. It's a pitcher, and he hands it to you.
And I drink it.
And then you drink it, and he takes it back from you and takes a long swig out of it and hands it back to you.
I drink it.
And he says to you, he was like, "I would do a toast, but that probably wouldn't be for the best. But thank you. You've helped me more than you can know."
Let's run out of wine first, and then we'll do a toast.
You have no wine.
I don't know. Do I have to do con checks? Because the last time I did.
No, because you're not drinking that moonshine stuff that they've got.
Ah, okay. That stuff
the
that
gasoline.
Yeah, the stuff that when they make it, it makes the vultures not fly.
Yep.
Cool.
Wonder if I can get my hand on some moonshine when I go back home.
Sweet.
Mix it in with some Mountain Dew.
So Grulum says, he goes, if you're not too tired, we would like to hear some more song and tells tonight.
Go on, Alex.
I go and take out my flute, my magic flute, and head to the center.
I don't know about that shit.
So give me a performance check.
Yeah, give me half a second.
Come on. And swing!
I'm just looking at the ability of the flute real quick.
Alright.
It's +2 to performance.
Like the heroism once a day thing.
Yeah, that's not really going to help you here.
I know not. I'm just looking at it.
And I don't think you've ever used that.
I haven't.
Actually, I don't think anybody has used any of the magical items I've given you.
21.
I used mine once.
That's a 19.
But he gets a +2, so that's 21. So, yeah, everybody is
Blackjack.
digging the shit out of this
clapping.
performance. Yeah, they're digging the shit out of this.
What song is he playing? What song are you playing, Shane?
He's doing Despacito.
Darut Sandstorm.
What'd you say, the Root Sandstorm?
Darut stands.
Darut Sandstorm. It's a kind of old name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Throw it
So,
in
like, I want to say,
Throw it
like,
in
3 or
chat.
4 years ago, whenever somebody would ask, like, what the song was from something that they didn't know, people would just respond with Darut Sandstorm. It's like an EDM song.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that. I'm not too
Yeah,
big
that's
on-
why I'm giving context now.
Thank you.
Here we go. Recorder.
All right, so Alexander does his performance, and everybody's loving it, and the night's wearing on. One of the half-orcs comes up to you, Shane. You hadn't met them before, and slaps you on the back and is telling you what a great job doing, singing your songs and telling your tales. He says, this is the happiest I've seen Grulum in a while.
No problem. Just happened to be here, guys.
So, Grulum comes up to you guys and he says, we'll be turning in for the night. He says, I'll try to see you off in the morning before you leave.
I appreciate it.
Oh, one more thing. I'm feeling really, really tired, and I need an extra drink. Something that might enhance my performance.
Like sticky fingers?
Would you have anything like that available?
Give him some wings.
So he says, by enhance your performance, you mean lessening it, then yes.
I want him to just go, what's wrong with your dick?
So he walks over to a table that has a bunch of mugs and pitchers on it, and comes back with a mug and says, "Down this."
Oh,
Liquid cocaine, don't worry.
are you sure you don't have anything? Well, perhaps this is.
Look, dude, we
All
don't
right,
sell
I'm
black
hoping
tar
this drink
heroin. I'm
will
sorry.
do something magical to me.
I'll do
And Juliet's
something.
gonna down it.
It'll do something magical, all right. Grulum is going to take the cup and push it towards you, put it in your hand,
Yeah, Juliet's gonna drink it.
and then after you drink it down, it's like super strong. Like if you've ever had have you ever had Everclear?
Oh yeah, you know it.
Have you ever taken a drink of it straight?
A little bit before I realized it was Everclear and not water. But
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's that kind of bracing.
Oof, wow.
Just like pure sandpaper and needles all the way down your throat.
Poverty 151.
And then after you drink it, he's going to try to kiss you.
All right, so I'm going to leave this up to the roll of the dice. Can you make a persuasion check at advantage versus passive insight of 14? 12. I hope he wins that.
I wonder what he wants.
What are you
Probably
trying to do
sex
now?
with a dragon person.
It's up to the dice. I'm okay with this.
What are you trying to do now?
Oh, I'm not trying to do anything. He's leaning in for a kiss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a persuasion check on his part.
Okay.
But I don't know. That it depends on how you want to do it. I just figure after a shot of Everclear, like you are done.
I want your forked tongue all over me.
Well, he is
my.
kind of drunk at this point, so I'm going to give him a -2 to this roll.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
what'd you say against your passive insight?
Yeah, which is 12.
Okay, so he's got to get a 14 or better. And
That's
and
Hey, you look at that.
that's an 18.
Lamau.
He tries to plant a kiss on you, and he's so drunk that he totally misses, and like hits your cheek. So it's like like kissing your sister.
Does it cut his lips?
But you
she's
don't
all
know.
scaly.
But you don't know. That might have been what he was going for.
True.
So he kisses you on the cheek, and then he staggers kind of back up, and then winks at you, and then walks away. So is there anything else anyone wants to do?
I don't think so.
If you're headed back to your camp, Grulum said that he had a tent and a camp set up for you out by the beach where your ship was, that you're supposed to meet the landing boat the next day. Is everybody headed there, or what are you doing?
Yep.
I went to bed.
Juliet is headed elsewhere.
Juliet, what are you doing? Do we need to go into a secret channel?
No, I think it'll be fine for everybody to know. She's going to try and convince and figure out how exactly this manly man orc cheated. Because everybody's drunk, everybody's fine. There's no sense in wasting feminine wiles.
This started good.
Alright, so during the whole chest opening scene, where is that?
Alunodas leaned over and whispered to Juliet about the potions.
Yes.
While Alexander, was telling about our heroic deeds. Well, villainous deeds in killing what's-his-face.
So yeah, with that in mind and being quite drunk, Juliet is going to follow this manly man half-orc, like I said, and try and persuade him to tell Juliet what really happened. Is he really that strong? Did he need performance-enhancing drugs? I'd love to see them sometime,
So are you going to try to hot coffee him?
Yes.
Okay, so he's in his tent, and I'm guessing you're going to the tent as well. You enter the tent, and he's like, I knew you couldn't resist my wiles.
I've had quite a bit to drink. I'm a little woozy. Have you had enough to drink yet? I feel like you really wanted to talk.
He says, I don't think neither of us have had enough to drink yet. Come, here, sit by me. And he motions you.
Take a seat, yeah.
Yeah. So he's sitting on some skins on the floor, and he has a pitcher of ale. He hands it to you.
Oh my, this is quite a bit here. Are you sure this is safe to drink for even I?
Especially for someone like you. I'm attracted to your strength.
Oh, well, thank you. I sure know that one of my other companions are much stronger, but I guess I should count myself lucky. What's in this anyway? Is this some kind of special drink?
No, it's just ale.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, I don't mean to intrude at all, but sometimes, like I said, I kind of need performance-enhancing things. It's not a matter that I figured you might have something. I think I saw some potions somewhere or something. Not to say that you use them at all, but I may need them to continue this discussion.
Potions? What do you take me for, a shaman? And you could tell like he's like the mood's broken like a little bit, but like he's not like totally like ready to kick you out, but he's kind of annoyed that you would say that he has like performance enhancing potions, because that's what he's getting out of the conversation.
Good. Oh, I didn't mean to imply, just maybe one of your shamans can help with that. My problem, of course.
What kind of problem? Is there anything that I should know about? Rashes? Skin
Oh,
itch?
no.
The blood squirts?
Something closer to that. Well,
that's terrible.
I don't know if I'm ready to, your strength and all that. Can I really? I'm gonna need some extra endurance, I suppose.
He says this is all the endurance that you need.
Oh, well, in that case, perhaps you would like some of this. She hands over the drink, or tries to.
So he takes it back, and he's like staring into your eyes the whole time. And, he takes a big long swig and hands it back to you. I could use a strong woman like you by my side on this isle.
I don't know if I can make that a permanent arrangement. How about we go for a test drive and go from there?
What does that mean? Does that mean we're going to hop on a cart and take a ride around the village?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I hope you have people awake at this hour.
He says most people are either in their beds or too deep in their cups to hitch a cart at this hour.
Oh, well, I like my partners owning a cart. Yeah.
How about a walk instead?
Sure, we can do that.
So he stands up and he holds out his hand to you to help you up.
This is going way better than I expected.
I disagree.
So yeah, Juliet's going to take his hand and follow wherever he heads.
You guys walk out of the camp, and you're just walking along a path. The moon's overhead, and Grulum says, I love this time of night when the moon is high in the sky, and it lights the entire plain.
I can see that. It's quite beautiful.
What's your sign?
Oh, what kind of star signs do you have here on this island? I'm sure it differs greatly.
Oh, we're going like Skyrim. Why not?
Oh, okay. Let me look up the Skyrim stuff because I have no
It's
clue.
not important. It was a throwaway line.
Okay.
It's not like we're aligning like star charts here to see whether or not you two are compatible.
Gotcha. Just trying to delve into the lore.
Yeah, you're on like fantasy, plenty of fish.
It's quite beautiful out here. Did you have anything in mind out here to do? Kind
Walking
of boring.
and being in each other's company is not enough. And then he takes another swig from the mug and hands it to you.
Oh, yes, thank you. But I don't know. This is all so sudden. Perhaps
The heart wants what it wants.
that is true, which is why I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp and shock the fuck out of him.
All right. Is that a DC?
No, it's an attack roll.
All right. That's a 13. That is going to miss.
Damn. All right. Jig is up, I guess.
Your hands start crackling with like static electricity, I guess, or whatever that looks like. And you reach for him. It's not like he was even like trying to move out of the way. He just like stumbled on a rock as he was walking, and like stumbles forward. And as he stumbles forward, you're going to miss him. Actually, hold on a second. He does a perception check. In his current drunk state, I'm going to give him a -2.
Oh, jeez.
So that's a 12. He doesn't even, he as he stumbles forward, he doesn't even realize that you've tried to attack him.
Wow, okay. That was almost really awkward. Alright, this is a more sedating spell. I'll try and use sleep.
I can go ahead and tell you now it's not going to work.
Okay, then. Another spell slot. Okay.
Because that only works on somebody with like under 18 hit points, right?
It's 5d8, and if it's their hit points are greater, they fall asleep, otherwise they don't. So I guess that maxes out at, what, 45? Something like that?
Yeah, he's got a lot more than 45 hit points.
Oh, man.
Could always just like try to hit him in the back of the head.
That's actually a really good plan. Yeah, why not? Hit him on the back of the head and hope he falls unconscious or is distracted. What would I require to do that?
I will let you make an attack on him, and let's say if you get a 12 or better, it'll knock him unconscious in this state.
Okay. Here we go. At 20.
Holy shit. Alright, so, you guys are, well, guy and gal, you're probably about maybe 150, 200 yards away on the from the encampment on this path going towards the beach. And so what happens is you're talking, and you hand the mug back to him. He's taking a swig of this ale, and in his drunken state, trips over like a rock, stumbles forward as you try to attack him with shocking grasp, and miss. And while he's still like kind of like off balance, you come back around with the other hand and just connect in the back of his skull and just knock him to the ground, cold cocked, and he's out cold.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so now that he's out cold, actually, what kind of equipment are we wearing? Are we just kind of wearing dress clothes or whatever?
I'm assuming that you've either taken your armor off or whatever you would have done to get comfortable. I mean, if this was like a normal situation, you probably wouldn't be walking around in your armor all day unless it was like, you know, a real lightweight padded or leather armor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so no equipment, that's okay. I'm going to drag his body behind a tree, hopefully out of sight. Search him. Does he have anything other than this mug and his clothes?
No, I mean, everybody's relaxing, you know, nobody's expecting to get any fights. I mean, he would not have been carrying around anything with him like, you know, gold sack or, anything like that. What he is carrying though is on his, right side, he's got a pouch attached to his belt that you saw him stick the key in to that chest.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So Juliet is going to take that, with the key now in hand. She's going to head back to the camp. I guess she's going to ruffle her scales up. That should make some sense later on. And she's going to try and go in there and open up that chest. Get past whatever security's there, if there are any.
What do you mean ruffle up your scales?
I don't know. Most people ruffle up their hair. Are the scales flat? Do they have underneath stuff? I don't know.
So are you saying that you've got sex skills?
You know what? I guess so.
We've got the sex hair.
Sex scales.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
So you make it back to his tent, and you see like there's no one in the camp. Everybody's turned in for the night, and you make it to his tent.
All right, gonna peek inside. Is there anyone in there, or is it still empty?
It's still empty.
Perfect. And the chest is there somewhere in sight, or?
It is. It's over in the corner.
I'm gonna go up to the chest and use the key to open it up.
All right, it opens up.
What is inside the chest? Because I'm gonna take pretty much all of it.
Inside the chest, you're going to find the sack that's got the head.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find 3 healing potions. You're going to find 5 vials of poison. I'm assuming you're tasting all of this, so you would like know what the... Yeah, so the healing potions, and then there's the vials of poison. And there appears to be a bronze amulet in there.
Perfect.
And some furs.
Alright, those furs look viable, or are they just kind of tattered, raggy stuff?
No, I mean, they look good. They appear to be lion skin.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Juliet will take all of that.
And it looks like the skins, when you pull it out, is kind of like not like a headdress, but like a cowl.
Yeah.
That has like a lion's head for like the top part of the cowl. So if you were wearing it, it would look like your head's inside the lion's mouth.
That would make for a perfect disguise to get out of here. Pretend I'm some hunchback orc with potions and magic and all that garbage.
Or they think you're a lion.
Oh, that's true. I guess walking on 4 legs all the time does that. Oh, actually, does this guy have a second in command that I would know about, or not really?
You think there was one of the half-orcs that was you've consistently seen in his tent the couple of times that you've been in it. You would recognize him, but you never got his name.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to take the whole chest. I'm going to take everything out of it except for 2 vials of poison and the head in the bag. And everything else I'm going to take for me and my side and whatnot. I'm going to stash that with wherever my equipment is and then go try and wake up this second command. After I figure I have to find him at some point, but wake this second in command guy up and show him that in this chest contains proof of, I guess, cheating?
You look around and you think probably if this guy has a tent, it's going to be somewhere near the chief's. So, odds or give me odds or even.
Give me evens.
All right, so you stick your head in a tent and you open the tent flap, and inside there is a half-orc, was the second in command, that was with the chief most of the time. He appears to be sleeping.
Perfect. I'm going to go and wake him up violently.
You're waking him up violently?
Yep.
Okay, so you go and you're waking this guy up violently, and he goes, huh? And he takes a swing at you and misses because he thinks he's being attacked. And
right.
he's going to roll away from you and then lunge at you. And
wow.
That's a nat 20. So he is going to jump at you and knock you to the ground and get on top of you. And he rears back with his fist.
One after Juliet.
Are you going to say anything to try to stop him?
Yeah. I'm going to say, hold on. I'm not here to hurt you.
He drops his fist and says, "What are you doing?"
I have your leader. He must have cheated. I have evidence. I have proof.
What proof is this?
I guess I'm going to point at the tent and say, there's his chest in there. Poison. He must have cheated somehow. If you reveal this, think about it. You could take his place.
So he said, "Show me."
I will guide him there.
You guys walk into the tent. I guess you're pointing to the chest.
Yeah.
So he goes over and before he opens the chest, he looks at you and says, "Where's Grulum?"
He and I were having a chat. I hope you understand. He was so into his drink that, well, he told me, and I knew that couldn't be allowed to stand. It would be dishonorable.
How did you get the chest open? It's always locked and he has the key.
I'm going to toss him the key. He went too deep into his drink, so I liberated it after he told me.
And he says, "You say he cheated with poison?"
Yes. I assume it's poison. It's something.
He's going to say, he's going to go over and he's going to open the chest and look inside and see the vials of poison. And he takes one and smells it and takes a taste and says, "It's poison, all right." He says, "Wait here."
Okay.
A few minutes later, you see the half-orc you think is second in command enter the tent, but you notice he's now wearing armor and carrying an axe. Coming in right behind him are 2 other half-orcs, and they look dressed for battle as well. He says to you, "You couldn't just leave well enough alone. You couldn't just do what you were told and leave with your supplies. Now you try to bring dishonor upon the chief." He looks at the other 2 half-orcs and says, "Get her!"
Well, I hate burning things down, but it seems to be a common theme, doesn't it?
God damn it. Oliver has all the worst ideas. Leader goes out, knocks out leader, knocks out the chieftain, tries to point out some other stuff. Wait, did you knock him out? Yeah! Get him! Oh no. The whole village is going to be after us now.
Make mistakes, right?
I guess.
And I still haven't made as many as you, but
I haven't
I'm
made
certainly
any
trying.
mistakes because you guys yell at me when I try and do things.
So I think that's probably a pretty good place to stop right there. So I had in mind 2 different ways where this was going to go. I did not plan on this. I had like a version of where this may go. But yeah, here we are. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Dungeons and Debacles podcast. A lot of people say this, but we really do want to hear from you. Are we shinier than a platinum piece? Or stankier than a kobold's loincloth? Let us know what you liked and didn't like. Everything helps this make a better podcast for you. Got an idea for monsters, items, and commercials? Let us know about it. You might hear it in the show. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Dungeons and Debacles Podcast. We also have a website where you can learn more about the characters, lore, and maps of this world. You'll also find articles about Dungeons and Dragons and a whole lot more. Just search Dungeons and Debacles Podcast. Do you think the government of Luscane is spying on you and you don't have a social media account? Then email us at dungeondebacle@gmail.com. You can also check out the theme song and all the commercials you heard on the podcast on our YouTube account. Just search Dungeons and Debacles Podcast. New episodes come out every Sunday, so check your podcast app. And now a word from this week's sponsor.
I get you what they owe. Has a magical pestilence destroyed your farm and family through no fault of your own? I'm Hamish the Hammer, and I can get you the gold you deserve.
A wizard unleashed a spell that blotted my crops and my family starved to death. The hammer got me the gold to rebuild my life. I have a new wife, a milk cow, and even a pig. Thank you, Hamish.
Going to the town guard or petitioning the leader of your village takes too long when you need gold now. My professional team of negotiators gets to the root of the problem and persuades them to do the right thing. I don't get paid unless you do. Send a raven with a message about your problem to Luscane, care of Hamish the Hammer, for a free consultation. The hammer gets you what they owe.
The music you heard on this episode was Action by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. You can find that license at creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.